Greetings to all. Myself Vaishnavi, Assistant Professor IT Department from SNS College of Technology. Now we are going to see about the process concept in operating systems. Process. A program execution, we call it as a process. The process execution must be progress in a sequential fashion. And then here we have some multiple parts in the process, and that will be the text section, stack section, data section, and the heap. In text section, we have the programming code, and here we have the current activities, which include the program counter, process registers. And then second section will be the stack. Here we have the temporary data, that is functional parameters, return addresses, and the local variables. Third one will be the data sections. Here we have the global variables. And then fourth one will be the heap. Here it contains the dynamic memories. Next one will be the process states. In process state, we have the 5 states, that is new state, running state, waiting state, ready state, and terminated state. First one will be the new state. When the process is created, we call it as a new state. And then second state will be the running. Here the instructions are being executed in the running state. And then in the third state, the process is waiting for some event to occur. And fourth one will be the ready state. The process is waiting to be assigned to the processor. Fifth state will be the terminated state. Here the complete process execution is finished. Next one will be the process control block. Here we have some points, that is a process state, program counter, CPU registers, CPU scheduling informations, memory management informations, accounting information, and input output status informations. First one will be the process states. In process states, last slide we have seen, that is 5 states we have in the process state. That will be the new, running, waiting, terminate. These are the states of process. Second one will be the program counter. In program counter, we have that location of instruction to the next executions. Third one will be the CPU registers. In CPU registers, we have the contents of all the process centric registers. And then fourth one will be the CPU scheduling information. Here we have the priorities, scheduling queue pointers, and then fifth one, memory management information. Here we have the memory allocated to the process. And then accounting information. Here we have CPU used, and then clock time elapsed since the start, and the time limits. And then last one, input output status information. Here we have that input output devices allocated to the process, and the list of opened files. Next one will be the process scheduling. The objective of the multi-programming is to have some process running at all the time, so as to maximizes the CPU utilizations. Here we have this scheduling queues. In scheduling queues, we have 3 types. First one, job queue. Second one, ready queue. Third one will be the device queue. In device queue, the process waiting for the input output devices. In job queue, it holds all the process in the system. And then ready queue, process ready for the CPU devices. Next one will be the scheduler. The process migrates between the various scheduling queues throughout its lifetime. And then OS must select the scheduling purposes and the process from these queues in the some fashions. And then the selection of process is carried out by the appropriate scheduler. In scheduler, we have 3 types. First one, long term, then short term scheduler, and then medium term scheduler. Long term scheduler, it manages the job admission and resource allocations over extended periods. And then short term scheduler, it handles the immediate process execution and the CPU scheduling. In medium term scheduler, it balances the process and the swapping and memory. And then operation and process. Here we have a process creation and process termination. In process, we have initializing a new process by allocating the resources and setting up the process control block. In process termination, in concluding the process by releasing the resources and updating the process states. Uh, in intermediate, we have that the process execution, that we have the running the process and performing its intended task. These are the types of operations on process. Thank you.